Okay, Sharna is a social and development organization based out of Pondicherry, and it was established in 2000 to address the critical educational needs of socio-economically disadvantaged children and communities in urban Pondicherry and its villages. So Sharana's various projects collectively aim to provide access to education under back to school program, where we are supporting nearly 1,400 children, and majority of them are studying in government schools, and over 600 families. Uh, so I have always been interested in understanding the reasons behind this vast disparity. I came to Pondicherry nearly 30 years ago, and after working in an organization for a few years, I realized that we need to have a holistic approach towards development work as opposed to charity-based approach, which was rampant those days. And the only way I could see forward was to start something on my own. So there I was with a 2-year-old child, wondering whether I'm being too audacious. Finally, I cannot deny that with a massive support from my family, I started Sharana. Initially, it was just me on my scooter identifying children in Pondicherry town who had discontinued their studies and were working to supplement the family income. And one by one, we started putting them back into mainstream education under a back to school program. And for me, I still continue to be driven with the same passion and energy when I started Sharana in 2000. I very strongly believe that children all over should have access to basic education, healthcare, and and I think a lot of this drive and passion has been possible when you're surrounded by an equally driven and passionate team and colleagues. The innovative ideas, the creativity, and the drive, to better every day is a constant companion which makes our everyday experience truly enriching. We involve the participation of the mothers especially in a big way, and we understand and we realize that the child cannot be taken as an individual entity away from the family. And so that is why when we talk about a holistic approach of while ensuring that the child is back into school under mainstream education, we have built over the years a very robust social entrepreneurship program for women to ensure that they continue to supplement the family income by providing them either a loan to start an economic activity, or by tying up with various factories, industries, or different places of work to ensure that the women also become the they bring an income or a revenue into the family, because that's when it gets balanced. Otherwise, it becomes too difficult because the child is bringing, even if he is not bringing an income into the family, very often children are pushed into these situations because the families do not want to take the responsibility of providing meals. Um, so, for very sincerely putting it, every day is a challenge for all of us. It is 20 years have been challenging. So the biggest challenge has always been, when we talk about our projects, when we talk about working in the field with children and women, the biggest challenge we have continued to face, and we still do it, is the involvement and participation of the fathers in various programs, be it towards their child's education. Especially on many occasions when they have come and stopped the education of girl child, we have seen so many cases over the years, because when the girl attains puberty, it is absolutely a normal phenomenon to stop the education of the girl child. And we have had to intervene, and we have had very often situations where we have to involve we have had to involve the intervention of the local panchayats or the police of reasons like the girl is supposed to be at home taking care of the brothers or the house and then get them married, or they have got the daughters married off early, or very very simply putting it, denying the children, especially the girls, to come out and play. now Now, sports is a very, very integral part of the organization's philosophy, where we have again a very interesting program of something called Seeds of Change, where we create an awareness using sports as a medium. And it took us years to convince the families that girls can also be allowed to come and play. So every time we have reached a situation like this, the obstacle or the hurdle has always been by the fathers. It has always been difficult, it has always been challenging, and the situation always gets worsened because more than 75% of the families we work with, they are alcoholic husbands and fathers, which is a huge problem, unfortunately, in Pondicherry. So this is the biggest challenge that we continue to face even today. So the way to see forward would be we have to empower the women, we have to empower the children, and we cannot deny that working with fathers has been challenging. We try at every level to involve their participation and to create an awareness, and to create an awareness about the importance or relevance of education, and even simple things like to make them realize and to make them aware and conscious that children need not have the same future as what they are going through, and everything seems fine during the during daytime, as we say, and the minute the sun goes down, everything is washed off. The fathers will come, they will listen, they will participate in the meetings, but once they are they consume alcohol, all the ideas are tossed out. And we realized over a period of few years working with communities and children that the only way to change is to empower the women. And more and more, we are now working with women. We are trying to empower them not only economically, but our organization also acts like it's a platform that we have created for all the women to come together and discuss their problems, and talk about, because somewhere down the line the problems are all similar, right? I mean, alcoholic husbands, and the women are beaten up, and the abuse. So when they come together and when they participate in this collective and in a conscious way, they realize that they are not alone, and that has helped the women tremendously to stand up for their own rights, to stand up for the rights of their children. And we have had some phenomenal success stories in the villages or in areas and slums where the women have ensured that that the education of the girl child has not been stopped, or even simple things like as I told you, it might seem something very simple to us living in urban settings, that sports is so easily accessible to girl child, but no, in the slums and in the rural areas, it is unheard of. So now we see more and more women coming forward, ensuring together, when they come together, they feel empowered. And this is the only way that we feel to go forward. Simultaneously working with the fathers too, but yeah, it continues to be challenging. So you see, at Sharana, we does not enter any area of work with what we call a textbook solutions. We are not the magic touch, but we consider ourselves a vital ingredient to problem solving. So at Sharana, we listen, we understand, we facilitate stakeholders to identify and define their own problems. It's only then that when we intervene with the knowledge and expertise, and when we draft an action plan together, we can work towards development. Over the years, I must say that we have come to respect the native intelligence and understanding of our people. We realize that we are just facilitators to their solutions, and very frankly putting it, we seek this approach only because only because it promises the possibility of getting away from this closed and rigid methods of thinking and being. And the, you know, in following this methodology, we have come to realize very concretely that the women of a country are formidable catalysts for change. They articulate their problems the best, and given the initial momentum, they are entrepreneurial, they are hardworking, and they truly want to change things for themselves and their children. And you know, I mean, it's not. It's everybody's aware that, you know, when we say that four walls do not build a vision, and nor does it translate into a passion. It's the human spirit which makes a difference and ensures higher levels of development. So our strength lies in our diligent outreach, where we systematically ensure that every child, every family, and every intervention by Sharana is a catalyst for, you know, for positive change, for empowerment, and for development. And over the years, when we've been working with areas, with communities, with villages, with urban slums, we realize that, you know, I mean, all of us are aware that society is built by individuals. And what we do at Charana is that we help these individuals to feel responsible and to take ownership of the society that they live in. And you know, we focus a lot on education. We know that education is empowerment. We know that self-reliance is the tool to take ownership of one's life, one's circumstance, and social conditions. So together, we feel that education and self-reliance can be our mantra for sustained and sustainable development. And you know, when I look back at the work that we have done, the most important lesson that we have learned in these years uh, is that in order to implement any program, be it back to school, be it women's leadership programs, to healthcare, we need to have graspable conclusions. Very important, because if these are absent or if these are intangible, you know, the program itself can be called into question. And unfortunately, being in this line for so many years, very often NGOs succumb to this trap. So whenever when we give in to this temptation, we are driven by the force of our arguments and not by ground realities. And we lose touch with ways of seeing different problems or different points of view that are involved in a way of seeing. So Sharana strives and continues to remain a program driven organization. We respect the culture, the practices of those we work with. Our need for intervention and, you know, to find solutions continue to be dictated by the ground realities alone, period. We feel very often that, you know, and we behave this way, that we will continue to sidestep convenient practices that push organizations to complacency. We have broken standard models of development. We have constantly, we have striven for authenticity. So this is the only way to go forward, and, you know, to when we look at the future in the next 10 years, and your question, it has to be that, you know, together with self-reliance and empowerment, it has to be our mantra.